The Grid Podcast, Big Homie CC.
And the Maverick Approach.
You already know, we back at it again. This is what, the fifth one?
5 in a row, man.
5 in a row. 5 rings in a row.
See, this is what happens when I get to have a stable location.
There you go.
And I ain't got to fight Zest monsters.
Hey, yeah, the Zest Apocalypse is upon us.
It's a Zest Apocalypse. Who's seen that? Who's seen the headlines that happened in Memphis? 5 African-American males was twerking at the stoplight and all went to jail.
Oh, shit. That recently happened?
Yeah, that recently happened. They got Donkey of the Day on Breakfast Club. And
Wow.
Speaking of Breakfast Club, I have a new manager, man. So I'm going to tap in with y'all, man. I'm going to have them talk to Rob.
Okay.
Because
Big Rob? All right, Big Rob on the scene.
Bro, you know,
all right.
I see where this is going, bro.
All right.
And it's all hands on deck, man.
Oh, yeah. We need everybody on deck for sure. Drop your cities in the chat, you guys. We are live right now. Make sure you guys hit the link in the bio. Make sure you guys support Off the Grid Podcast.
For sure.
And if you guys go to the subscription, you just hit the $9.99. That will support us. Keep this thing going. So we got Tampa in the house. Who else? Thank you, J-Dub. Thank you.
I have to get up at 3 a.m. to get ready for work. I've been hurt, but I've been keeping up.
Thank you.
Official Lonnie, we pray you have a speedy recovery. Thank you for tapping in with your friends here at the Off the Grid Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Let us know what's going on with you, though. Hit me on Instagram so I can check in on you from time to time.
For sure.
Where are Shells at?
Let's see. 27 people and one watching in Antarctica. You're in Antarctica?
Yeah, he keeps saying that they watching us at the colony in Antarctica right now.
What?
Were they doing the research at?
Wow, are you serious?
Yeah, he been trying to get in contact with you. I told him your message is overran. Wait till we get on stream.
Okay. Bet. That's a bet.
What's his name again?
Let's see.
Harassing me to talk to you.
Damn, somebody's really in Antarctica. Joshua Bortnick.
Yeah, shout out to Josh.
For sure.
They doing some crazy shit down there.
I heard. So we'll touch on that. I know they got a lot of experiments, maybe some classified stuff.
So I keep seeing people thanking for the consistency. Thank Maverick. Thank Rob. Thank Maverick because I won't be able to sit still, man.
Yeah, you gotta sit still. Let's. We've been trying to do the show.
You see what we was up against.
I know. We defeated evil. You already know.
And to everybody who said that they happy to see that I'm doing this now, like, look, I only know how to approach confrontation one way, and that's directly head on. Pause. Because for 16 years straight, that was my job, to confront problems for myself, other people, my family. And, most men, all simple-minded men, only thing they respect is danger.
Mm-hmm.
So, we definitely defeated evil, though. But don't y'all ever in y'all life think that a guy who's a woman beater can beat up on me. Like, that's just crazy.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Anybody can get whooped, but loose cannon and old wacky?
No, not at all. Let me make sure we share out the live. I want to make sure we share it out. Let's see. Make sure it's on all pages. Is it streaming out? Make sure it's streaming out. Oh, yeah, there we go. Off the Grid Podcast. There we go. Make sure y'all get it.
So that iPad got service on it?
Live.
Rob Lex Luthor.
Yeah, Rob got it all, man.
Bro, he Lex Luthor. The way he remember everything. I just knew he forgot about them gummy bears. Because he synced the package I had got.
Mm-hmm.
Looked in the fridge. I was like, damn, you remembered that?
Rob got it all, man.
I still got to search for the garbage can.
Everybody saying Shaq and Kobe. You already know.
Back.
You already know. We got Chicago in here.
Shout out to the whole land, bro. Brad.
Houston, Memphis, Virginia.
Oh, we got the Insanes in the chat.
We got Canada, Bronx, Bay Area.
I got Insanes on here.
We got
hear about this real demonstration.
Phoenix.
This chair making me so happy.
Oh yeah, you got the legit chair now. You
Bro,
good? You
Maverick
good?
can sit on. He was sitting on that before. I'm like, bro, your posture game was just next level. What?
We got Bulgaria in here.
I was gonna sit on that, bro.
Let's see, Seattle, Michigan, LA. What up? What up?
No.
He getting the chair.
No,
You good?
It's the perfect level.
Yeah, he good.
Hey, you good right now? Yeah. It's the perfect level for me.
All right, so let's get into some stuff, man. Let's get into some stuff. So I want to ask you, did you see the KFC commercial that they just put out, the brand new one?
I have not been privy to this.
All right, check this shit out, man. Off the back, it just gets weird. It gets weird.
So, I do my best work when I'm sweating. So y'all get ready today.
What in the cannibalism did I just watch? KFC released this commercial, and it's probably the weirdest, maybe the most disturbing commercial I have ever seen. This commercial starts with this dude walking around the woods, and he makes eye contact with this chicken, and this is where things start to get really weird. This girl starts coming in and takes him to this cult-like ritual that's going on where they gather around, come down from the trees, and they raise him up in the air. After this, everyone just runs away, and then this massive egg comes, and it looks like they're worshiping this golden egg. You know. And then eventually the girl walks this man to the lake, which is actually gravy because the commercial is called All Hail Gravy. He grabs this man, puts him inside the gravy until he can no longer breathe. You can see the bubbles stop, so he's clearly unalived. She pulls him back up, and he's a fried piece of whatever the heck they call it, chicken. I mean, call it truth in plain sight. Call this just a joke. Call it clickbait. This is weird.
All right, before you say anything, side question. That was an AI-made video. What app is that? Whenever you see like the arms and stuff shaking, that's an AI video. What app did they use to make that video? We need that, bro.
I don't know.
So run it back again.
So
I can show you something.
Okay. And I'll give you my thoughts on what I think is happening. But I mean, maybe it's AI, maybe it's not. But we'll watch it out without the audio, so we can dissect it. So look, it's probably done with AI.
I'm doing the stream for what you on. I'm gonna call you as soon as I get off stream. What's up, nephew? Hey, as soon as I get off, pick up. As soon as I get off, I'm gonna call you. Pick up. That's Dugar saying.
Oh yeah, okay.
They trying to talk to Rob.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Dugar.
All right, so let's get back to this. Pardon me, y'all.
So look. So okay. I mean, maybe it's AI.
I'll tell you what the pause is at.
Okay. So she gets the jacket. It's a ritual going on.
As soon as they get to the egg, watch how the arms is moving on the people holding the egg.
Right there?
Watch right here. You see that? You see that bouncing right there?
Yeah.
That's AI.
So it's definitely AI that they're using.
We need that video. We need that program.
So what do you think is happening? Like,
I'm gonna tell you what's happening.
Okay.
Look, we got to pull this up. I had posted about this in Patreon. Look up crash retrieval UFO egg.
Ah, okay. All right. I know where you're going with this.
The symbolism that they are using. Our consciousness is about to change on the planet.
Okay.
When you're looking at UFOs, you're looking at our consciousness literally.
So you're saying that are you talking about that?
That right there.
Okay.
This is actual crash retrieval footage. This is verified. Approved for US government release.
So what are we looking at? So this is
from a helicopter pilot and his team retrieving a downed UFO. It's an egg-shaped craft. That's real footage. That is NHI technology that has been recovered by United States government. It was released exclusively through News Nation.
Interesting.
And the person who's flying this vehicle, retrieving this, he's the one who leaked the footage.
So is this? Somebody said Mork and Mindy. Mork was Mork was an alien that came in an egg. That old show. That's true. They always put it in the movies and TV shows. Like if you all watched the last couple streams, we broke down a lot of movies. That's a great catch right there.
Now, with that being said, we've watched Maverick continuously connect the dots between mainstream movies, media, Hollywood, major motion picture films, drip feeding us bits and pieces of the truth.
Wow, that's crazy. That egg is crazy. So
with them having that egg right there, then I'll show you this actual footage of them retrieving an egg-shaped craft that was that crash landed. All throughout history, there are tales of the egg. And there's a question that's always asked in our society: what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Right.
What came first? What do you think came first?
I don't know. That's a great question. And being that we have this like egg pandemic too, where they're talking about the eggs and the pricing, in which now the prices has gone down, but like all of a sudden we're talking about a lot of eggs.
And why did the prices go down?
Because of Trump.
Because of the tariffs. This
Right.
is why I combat spookism. Because how is it that we're supposed to return all of the champions of the industry to have American-made products if they can go out of the country and get pennies on the dollar labor? Without those tariffs, Rolls-Royce don't even have commercials.
Right.
They're making cars here in America now. Honda is building facilities here now.
Yeah.
Nissan is building facilities here now. And our country is the only country that's going to have the most strict laws about the uses of AI.
Right.
Elon is a major proponent of this as well, because he said without capping the abilities of AI, that's going to make a lot of our human workforce be a lot less valuable. What do you do with those people? This is why the deep state Democrats was trying to bring in all of these illegals. You bring all of these illegals into sanctuary cities and sanctuary states, and now we got an entirely blue map.
Right.
And now you got people who willing to work below minimum wage.
Wiping out the middle class.
Where does that leave that group of people? That leaves them literally sitting ducks for the next pandemic. Because it's obviously a plan to shrink down the population.
Yeah. And do you know how much taxpayers' money went to illegal immigration last year? How much people had to pay that we had to pay last year?
How much?
Over $100 billion.
And it's the same people who spent $400 million on making transgender animals.
Yeah. And putting tampons in boys' bathrooms.
What's the need for that? So how do you feel about Meta making trans activities and stuff like that mental illness now?
I mean, I agree with it. And here's the thing. When it comes to, I always say this. When it comes to gay, straight, that has nothing to do with the trans agenda, right?
Absolutely.
So gender has nothing to do with sexuality.
Absolutely.
They're two separate things. People get confused and they mix them. It has nothing to do with anything.
This is the Maverick approach.
Yeah, we need that button. We're gonna get the button. We're gonna get the button.
Yeah. We need that button.
Hey,
But
it's coming. Pause.
but that's the thing though. Like that's a good pause.
You locked in.
You locked in.
Tactical.
But that I mean, I'm glad we're back on track with that. It was getting out of hand. We had Tampon Tim trying to run for vice president. He was putting tampons in the boys' bathroom in Minnesota. So
where are we at as a society when strong men begin to get vilified and labeled as misogynist? Because if you look at history was written by the best group of killers, point blank period. No religion exists without it. No border, no country, none of that ever exists without that select few group of guys who they designated job is to come and burn your village. Point blank, period. So if you labeling all of the strong guys as misogynistic, removing them from households, who's gonna fight an army for us? Without the Bible Belt area, who is gonna sign up to go fight wars? Because we're clearly watching, we're on the brink of World War III as we speak. Poland has decided that they're gonna stay a completely white homeland. They should be able to do that.
Right.
They should be able to do that. Now they're bolstering their forces to withdraw from NATO because Russia is targeting everybody who's a member of NATO. We are going to have to give up Taiwan. Have you seen how China is impeding on Taiwan's airspace?
Yeah, and surrounding them with all their warships too.
And the technology that you had spoke about in the previous episode that we did here on Off the Grid, you displayed that China is revealing that they have technology, deep sea technology to cut cables.
Correct.
If you don't know, the infrastructure for the internet is pretty much hidden on the ocean floor.
Yep.
China has taken claim to the China Sea, saying that they own the China Sea and they pressing anybody who comes into this land. Now, they just struck a deal with a country in Africa, I believe it's in the Congo, for like 500 million.
Right, yeah, they're investing a lot into African infrastructure. You know what's crazy too? A friend told me as well. He's in sports entertainment. He has an agency. What's happening right now is that with Africa, they're starting to do NFL combines over there. They're recruiting and setting up combines over there to recruit African players.
Absolutely.
So a lot of investments are going into Africa right now, i.e. China, now the NFL. A lot of countries are trying to stake their claim over there.
Absolutely. And to add more to that, we have an open invitation to come visit Burkina Faso. A buddy of mine, his name's Ibrahim Traore. He's the commander in chief right now in Burkina. When I met him, he was a general. He took it into his own hands to overthrow the powers that be. Shout out my boy Ibrahim. Shout out Bukare at the Bo Foundation. I had donated some money. That's why I'm always broke. I donated some money to build some wells over there in order, because I was planning to flee. I was either going to go there or Kenya. So we have an invitation to go there because he's kicked out the French. The biggest producer of tomatoes is Burkina Faso, but they had no factory for it. He said the French were the reason for this. Now, when you got heads of state offering you to come places, you got to take that seriously, because whenever they have court hearings in certain countries in Africa that were colonized, all of the lawmakers wear blonde wigs to pretty much impersonate the colonizers. He's banned that. So now,
which I always thought was weird.
Very weird, very weird. It's all about spookism. Somebody figured out that the human brain can be programmed, and with enough information, it can be done. So we watching a global awakening. So if y'all want to see us over in Burkina Faso, I don't go over there because malaria is crazy.
Yeah, that's something I want to stay away from.
I'm gonna try to get Ibrahim on the string. That's my boy. He the president. He going so crazy.
Somebody said because of Africa is the land of milk and honey, they have a lot of resources over there for sure. I went to a place over there.
I love y'all too in Arkansas. Thank you for everybody saying they love me. It means a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure,
I
for sure.
appreciate y'all.
We got everybody in here. I went to this place called Sun City in Africa.
What country that's in?
South Africa.
Ooh.
It's called Sun City, and it's like way out in the jungle, and it's a hotel casino in the middle of the jungle. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Damn.
So yeah, they got some like coming to America type shit over there. Like, it's dope.
We're getting ready to go mobile, man.
Yeah, we hitting the UK, Africa, everywhere. So
you see that comment by Joseph Jackson? Accent is Africa flat. Africa.
Africa flat too.
You believe Earth is flat?
So here's what I think. I think that anytime a rainbow,
Hey,
what?
we need to put a number up there so people can call in and ask us questions.
Okay,
Who
we
got-
definitely need to do that.
Who got a phone we can use real quick?
You guys want to call in? We'll do a call in. We'll work that out. But here's what I think real quick.
Yes, sir.
When it comes to the earth being flat or round or whatever, answer this. A rainbow.
Right.
What shape is it?
It's
It's actual bow, right? Now, what does that insinuate? So when light hits, when the sunlight hits,
it's an arc.
yeah, it's an arc. When it say it hits a bottle, a glass, or a window, it's going to reflect and create a prism and shoot, off of that. So if it's creating that angle, what does that give way to? That we're in some type of firmament, right? So I say that's
break down to the people what a firmament is, man.
So the firmament is something that it's a glass dome. You can say glass. We don't know what it is. This is a theory, but if this was, the case, then the firmament is basically something that the earth is encased in, like a snow globe. Now, say if that's true.
Okay.
That means other stuff isn't as far away than we think.
Right.
Like the moon, like the sun.
So basically you said the moon is inside the firmament as well. Or is the firmament a magnifying glass?
I would say that's a good theory too. Could be. But the moon, how is the moon? How can we see craters on the moon and it's 200,000+ miles away? But we can see it with the naked eye and we can see the craters on it.
That's a good question.
Has anybody thought about that? Just saying. And giving way to that, the father of NASA, the father, and I wear this because I know the truth, you guys. I don't think NASA is actually real. Von Braun.
Werner von Braun.
Werner von Braun. The father of NASA. He was a German scientist, Nazi scientist that came over from Germany, Nazi Germany.
A murderer who experimented on human beings.
Yes. Operation Paperclip, if you know, you know. Came over and started NASA. Now, on his tombstone, there's a Bible verse. And I forgot the number. I know it's Psalm something, but it basically said, and God's handiwork, you have to like marvel at it or something like that. I'm paraphrasing.
You have to God's handiwork under the firmament.
Under the firmament.
Now, the definition of firmament refers to the vault or arch of the sky or the heavens, often used in a poetic or literary context.
There you go. So as above, so below, right? There's water above, there's water below. This is why they say that. So beyond the firmament, in theory, they're saying that there's water above. Now, there's a commercial, a Hennessy commercial that depicts this. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I saw that. I'm a Hennessy connoisseur.
Okay, so we'll play that real quick.
You got text now on your phone, bro?
Text now?
Yeah, download that real quick.
I'm
gonna do this call in, man.
Hennessy water commercial. Let's see if we can find it.
They love asking us questions. Text now, yes, sir.
Let's see if we can find it. I put Henny. Hennessy. Oh yeah, here we go. Right here. Let's play this real quick for the people.
Let's play.
So this is as above, so below, basically showing. They always show you, like I said, movies, music, Like they always show you guys. So look at this. So look, dude is going through. He's going like he's in a balloon. He's going up top, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's going, and he go past the clouds. Okay,
Right.
he keeps going, and he's seeing like what's going on, and he gets higher and higher and higher. Then all of a sudden, hold on, he hits water. He keeps going up. And then boom, he hits water right about. Like, why is this a Hennessy commercial? Right there. What does Hennessy have to do with this? This makes no sense, right? So he goes high enough, hits the ocean. He's in the ocean now. As above, so below.
Okay.
It's very strange.
It is very strange. I concur.
So we have a super chat too. If our moon, let's see, I'll show it. If our moon is indeed a true celestial body, why is ours the only one without a name?
Mm-hmm. Well, you gotta understand something, like.
That's a great question. What do you think?
All right. When you use a telescope and you look into the sky, Venus is round, Mars is round. All of the other planets that we see from the telescope are round planets, right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't we see this firmament around any of these planets? So my rebuttal to this is, let's pull up the guy from Red Bull who went into the atmosphere and he jumped out of the balloon. It was a high altitude balloon. And this is real footage. This is actual documented. I feel like when people are mentioning this firmament, it's almost as if they're speaking about the plane that we exist in.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Talking about this one, the space jump?
yes.
Okay. Let's see. So, okay. So walk us through this.
All right.
Oh, wait. Let me turn it down. All right. Go ahead.
So this is a gentleman who went into the upper atmosphere in a high altitude balloon and jumped down and jumped out. You know, he had live GoPro feed, live footage, and they got other angles. They got photos and stuff that he took from up there.
I want to see if there's another one.
Because in ancient times, like the Dogon tribe had no technology to be able to map the stars, yet they had a map of the stars. They tell a tale of two reptilian brothers coming out of the sky, giving them fire, teaching them knowledge and literature of the cosmos, and then telling them, beware of the people that come out the water as they are liars. And they called them the Namo. Now, when I was on the Anna Marie with some rich dudes, and the guy, Luis Lamar, was there showing people stuff, the guy from Ocean X, he was showing people certain things, and they started crying on the boat. So, you know, I didn't see what he was showing them.
Mm-hmm.
I was there protecting somebody. And even in ancient times, they have all of the celestial bodies being round. I feel like the word firmament is not just what the base term of it is. You know, our moon is in the perfect place. You know, a lot of things look very created.
I have a video on that too, on the moon too.
Let's get it.
So, and we have another super chat. Somebody said,
thank you for the super chat.
Thank you.
A long way.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Maybe we're actually living inside hollow earth and the firmament separates from the ocean above.
See, the problem with that, the problem I have with that is you got tales of people who traveled to the inner earth. Some years back, there were some people who put together a campaign, they crowdfunded, and they were going to go try to follow the same path that Admiral Byrd took. And within a year, everybody who was supposed to be on this campaign all died of cancer.
Mm.
Just like Dr. Stephen Greer and his staff, when they started to declassify certain information, they all came down with cancers. Even Dr. Stephen Greer, who we're going to be interviewing here on OTG, people in this camp died from this.
So they're saying that whatever was in there gave them cancer.
No, somebody gave them the cancer so they wouldn't make it there.
Oh shit. So okay, so I saw something about a day or so ago. What is that?
Gonna put the OTG.
Oh yeah.
in the chat.
Yeah, for sure. Send me that. We got an OTG Cash App, you guys.
So you can make a direct donation to help support the channel so we can stay feeding y'all this information day after day.
Yeah, people have been asking us, so we decided to make this. The last time y'all was asking, I'll put it in
the official OTG podcast Cash App will be in the chat. We waiting right now to get this number so y'all can call in and ask questions. I see a lot of questions getting asked, and I wanted to make sure today I was on my P's and Q's so I can answer everybody's questions. We got 500 people watching us right now. It's almost 1 a.m. Let me see if
actually send me a screenshot of that, just that
Yep.
QR code, because it didn't work. But there's some other footage real quick I want to pull up, because talking about the moon, this guy depicts kind of what happened, what he thinks, and we can run this real quick. It's a 6-minute video. We're not gonna play the whole thing. This is let's see. I don't know if it has his name, because I don't know if that's his name right there. It says the moon was brought to Earth around 12,000 years ago and was not a natural satellite. It was an artificial one. NASA stopped sending astronauts back to the moon because they said someone was already there and warned them not to come back.
Remember when I told you about the story with the monks?
Yeah.
Who said it was 12,000 years ago, the story. They said the moon was not there. And then there are stories from Buddhist monks and Buddhist literature saying they had observed explosions on the moon thousands of years ago.
Mm. Which could be that crater that we see, that huge crater, Mark?
Yeah.
The moon was brought here 12,000 years ago. Our moon is in fact
said this
an
on the
artificial satellite. It is not a real planet. It can literally leave our orbit underneath its own power. According to the Andromedans, it was brought here from Ursa Minor, from a star system called Chauta that had 21 planets in it. It belonged to the 17th planet and it was one of the moons. Now, there are ruins all over it. The map is there. There are some pictures there. There's a lot more, which I don't have today. But it will be coming out. This is why the Apollo astronauts stopped going back. It's because there was somebody already there and they were told not to go back. This information is out there. Okay, our moon is 9.1 billion years old. 9.1 billion years old. It is in fact older than the Earth. Okay, it is many of the materials that have been found on the moon, minerals, don't exist on our planet. The moon did not belong to part of the Earth. It got here.
So, okay, hold up, bro.
Terraforming.
Hold up. So, okay, he said that the moon is older than the Earth itself, 9.1 billion years old, and it came into our solar system 12,000 years ago. Why? Because that's crazy. That's a crazy accusation right there.
Now, remember where y'all heard it first.
He's been saying it
on the OTG podcast about the origin story of the moon. Now, the whole thing with this is You got to pay attention to the information, and you got to read between the lines of the information. Do I believe we traveled to the moon? Yes. Do I believe they showed us the actual footage? No. Because from my insiders, I was told that, the white human got here 11,000 years ago. That's what I was given that from a very credible source, because obviously 100,000 years ago, something happened. Something happened to Homo sapiens sapien, which is us, that allowed us to outcompete Cro-Magnon and the Neanderthal. Because before that, we were getting our asses kicked by everything. Something happened that made us the apex predator on the planet.
That's very, very plausible. That's a plausible theory. I mean,
the reason they know that the moon is that old is due to carbon dating on actual moon rock.
And he said that there's minerals on there that don't exist here.
Exactly. Now, what I told everybody in my No Jumper interview about Sergeant Carl Wolf, his job, which has been documented, that his job was to scrub photographs of the lunar surface to be released to the public. Some of the unscrubbed photographs, what he showed me, looked like somebody had a mining operation on the moon. And according to the measurements, the vehicle that he showed me was a mile in length.
Crazy.
You can pull up photographs of blue light shining out of craters on the moon. There is a structure on the moon that looks like a giant satellite dish. Have you seen that?
No.
You can pull it right up.
Okay. I'm going to pull that up. Somebody said Nazis on the moon. Interesting theory. Okay.
Man, big homie, it's nice to hear other people speak the truth that you believe. Salute to both of you guys.
Thank you
so much.
Appreciate it. We're reading all the comments right now. That's what I'm looking at. Another super chat said, did either of you see a video that's been trending, the actual map that someone said AI created? If so, do you believe that's pretty accurate? So which one are you talking about? So there's a map of other land masses outside of the original map than what we see.
Right.
So there's that one, and there's another one where actually the map is flipped upside down, which is supposedly the real map.
Okay.
So I've seen a couple of them.
Let's get into this. Okay. Now,
real quick, the moon. Think about it. Going back to the movies.
You got that text now set up?
Going back to the movies.
It's some SIM card or some shit?
No, you don't need it. Let me see it, bro.
Think about this real quick. The movies. Star Wars. This looks like the moon. And this was built. So if you remember, if you've seen the movie Star Wars, this was the base of Darth Vader, and the Death Star was his HQ. But here's the thing. What the guy just said, it was built and it came here into our solar system 12,000 years ago.
Brought into our orbit.
So this kind of depicts the same story, right?
Same story, man.
It's pretty interesting. I just wanted to bring that up. Got another super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys. That video.
You got that the Cash App shit?
No, yeah, let me see.
So I'm also going to send you the live call-in number.
So I'm gonna pull this up on what can I share this on? Let's see. I want to share it. We'll have to pull it up. Let me just show you guys real quick.
So you just gotta be like,
if you guys can see this,
Off the Grid podcast. Who's your question for?
I don't know if you guys see that. Just scan it, you guys. Scan it.
Yep, that's the number. I sent you the number too for the call.
We'll leave the link of the Cash App in the chat, you guys.
So you got that phone number? We gotta put that in the chat as well.
I'll put this in the chat too, so you guys can call in if you guys want to ask us some questions. I'll drop it in the chat.
We're gonna take a lot of questions tonight because I see that viewer count is still climbing.
Yes, sir. Friday night too.
Friday night. So look, we're getting ready to put the live call-in number for the OTG podcast in the chat. If you got a question, call in. We're gonna put the cash out also in the chat.
There you go. That's the call-in number. I put it in the chat.
Moderators, put that number right there all through the chat. Let everybody know to call in.
Can you guys see that? I put it in the chat, you guys.
Uh-oh.
It starts with a 469 number. So if you guys can see that. I think we got another super chat. Can I pin this? There you go. That's the number. That's the number, you guys.
Moderators, get that number.
There's the number right there.
Thank you to all the members in the mod squad. We standing on business.
Yes, sir.
Ain't nobody got smoked in the comment section in a minute. The moderators standing on business. Yeah, see, the haters don't know this is from my old page.
Call now.
Y'all can't defeat us.
So that's the number, you guys. If you guys want to call in, I'll pin it again. And also, I'll drop the Patreon in the chat too, actually, so you guys can get that. Make sure you guys support. But yeah, the Death Star. That's why I brought it up, you guys, because I think, again, it's always the movies. It is always the movies, you guys. That's the Patreon right there. Make sure you guys support, subscribe, and so we can keep this thing going.
We rolling.
Somebody said fifth dimensional time travel along different life paths. So if you guys seen the movie Interstellar, so if you guys haven't seen it, basically in the end, Interstellar shows how he goes to the singularity point, which is the black hole, to save Earth, because they use gravity to save the Earth.
All right.
Now, in the movie, he goes through a tesseract, which is bending space and time, and it was created by some beings, and those beings happen to be us.
Let's go.
From the future. We've learned how to bend space and time, and that's how we saved the Earth. And then they can create these tesseracts to where he was floating in between different timelines and whatnot. So when it comes to like constructs, you guys, like time, space, we're in the third dimension. The fourth dimension is said to be time itself. So when you operate outside of time, you can manipulate it.
Absolutely. You can come in and out without scrutiny. That's why I be trying to tell people that UFOs come from outside of time. That's why we've seen the congressional hearings. They don't call them aliens. They call them extra dimensional.
Extra dimensional, right.
So there's a book by a retired FBI agent, the man who actually ran the X-Files program at FBI. His name's John D'Souza, and he has a book out called The Extra Dimensionals. I think everybody needs to read.
So do you think time travel was real?
Time travel,
in theory.
Einstein proved that time travel is real in theory.
And that's like my favorite movies, like
So look.
Back to the Future, like all that stuff.
We can pull up things that support the idea of time travel. Because why is it that from films in the 30s, you see certain people walking around with a device to their ear talking?
Yeah, I've seen that. I'll pull that up.
Y'all getting a call.
We're getting a call? We got calls coming in, y'all. We got calls coming in. We're doing this like just off the rip right now.
Yes, sir.
Yo, you're live with BH and Maverick Approach Off the Grid podcast. What's your name?
Hey, what up, big homie?
What's the word, brother?
I'm actually from Aurora, Illinois.
Shout out to Aurora. I'm familiar with that.
So you brought up the Death Star, and I can't remember whether it's Saturn or Jupiter But one of the moons looks exactly like the Death Star.
Yes, and that moon is around Saturn, and we'll pull up there. I'm glad you said that. And so what we're gonna do is,
I was like, I can't believe you didn't mention that.
so look, bro, I'm tapped into that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull up Death Star, Moon, Saturn.
So let's see.
Yeah.
Pulling it up right now. Now look at that. Now,
So that's Saturn's moon.
That's Saturn's moon.
Wow.
Look at that. Yo, thank you, Dominique, for calling in.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, hey, I'm a trucker too.
Are you a truck driver?
Yeah, we don't pull back.
Absolutely. So we got another call coming in. Thank you for calling in, brother.
Yes. Thank you to all the truckers, you guys. Thank you to all the truckers. Appreciate you guys. That's crazy though. Let me pull that up. Sorry guys, I didn't pull it up on here.
How you doing? You've reached the OTG podcast with Maverick Approach and Big Homie.cc. How are you? What's your question?
So, hey, this is Chris.
This is who?
This is Chris.
Hello.
This is Chris. Thanks for this.
Okay, what's your question?
For giving me I don't have a question. I just have something to say.
All right.
Do you remember the show called Under the Dome? It was basically a town where people were living under the dome. I truly believe we're living in a dome with the Matrix. I support y'all. Thank you for spreading the truth.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you so
it.
much. So I'm familiar with that show called Under the Dome. And in that show, basically, non-human intelligences ran an experiment on a small town, and they locked a group of humans in a dome, right?
Yep.
Yes. So we're gonna thank you for calling in, Chris. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for supporting. We're gonna expound on this topic some more. You have a good night, all right?
So what she's talking about, thank you. So what she's talking about is this right here, you guys.
I would love to be part of your team, to be honest with you.
Send me your number. I got your number right here. So what I'll do is I'll reach out after the stream, all right?
All right, please do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Under the Dome, you guys, I haven't seen this, but again, they always show you in the movies. So same thing too. Do you remember the Simpsons movie? Remember the Simpsons movie?
Somebody at the Simpsons knew the fix was in, man.
Wait, hold on. Now, did you know? So they had the dome in this movie too, where the whole city got put under a dome. Did you know that? There it is, right there. Come on, look at that.
If we missed your call, call in. If we missed your call in. A lot of people calling in one time. Don't hesitate. Keep calling. OTG podcast, Maverick cooking right now. Pay attention.
So look at this. So not only that, but if you remember in the movie, they put the whole city under the dome.
Absolutely.
Matt Groening, allegedly, he's supposedly a Freemason. Okay?
Really?
Yes.
He's a ritualistic.
They say he's a Freemason.
Really?
So it does kind of make sense because the Simpsons don't miss. They have predicted a lot. They predicted like Trump. They predicted 9/11, a lot of things that they predicted. So how is it that, I don't know, how is it that this man has, his whole team is just depicted everything that happened?
This goes back to some of the facts that you dropped about ancient texts saying that a guy named Elon was going to lead humans to Mars.
Yes. Warner von Braun wrote a book called Project Mars, and he said in the book that a person named Elon is going to lead humanity to Mars. This is facts.
Just like Nostradamus, in his text, he spoke about Der Fuhrer, which is Hitler's actual name or nickname that the people in Germany called him. He's listed in Nostradamus' text when he predicted the future about the uprising of the Nazis bringing about Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
Now, according to the equations that the late great Albert Einstein came up with, he proved that time travel is possible through equations with mathematics. And it has been also documented that somebody who is sending information to this plane that we live in to create crop circles is also a time traveler, because some of the crop circles were actual blueprints to build a device.
Really?
There's a group of guys who started trying to build the device based off of these blueprints that were getting sent in. So, who is saying my name right there? BH with the Keith Sweat voice.
Yeah.
So they tried to build this device, but some of the things that they needed, they just don't have the technology to provide. So
Right.
who will be sending that? And I feel like crop circles is something that people don't speak about enough.
It's like that movie Signs. Have you seen that movie Signs?
That's my favorite movie of all time.
Oh, okay.
Now, pull this up. There's a crop circle with an alien face that looks like a gray, and it has the human genome in it.
Okay. So real quick,
we taking it there tonight.
Yeah, we going all the way.
So if you want a precursor to what's going to be on the Patreon, because right now Maverick and I are taking a risk.
Oh yeah.
By speaking about some of these topics right here, right now.
100%.
But call in on the number, moderators. Make sure the number is flowing through the chat. Call in, ask your question. We're gonna answer a lot of questions tonight because Maverick and I wanted to make sure we stay consistent to bring you guys the show that you asked for and you deserve. And we definitely want you guys to continue calling in. We're gonna take questions as long as we can tonight. We have 678 viewers,
almost 700.
So I want to stay here till we get over 1,000.
We need 1,000 tonight. Let's get it.
Shut it live. Thank y'all for tuning in.
So, real quick, also what Simpsons had predicted is crypto. So look at this. This is back in, I believe, I forgot what episode this is, but it was in the 90s. I want to say late 90s. Crypto barn. So they were walking through like a boardwalk, and it says the right password right here. So if you see that, right? So with a crypto wallet, you need a password, loads of codes, place for codes. So you need to put in a code, a 12 seed phrase, which is for the crypto wallet, and it says the right password.
Get you in. Come out right there.
That is like 95, 96.
Crypto barn?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Simpsons don't miss.
This just leads more to my simulation theory.
We're in a simulation, y'all. We're in a simulation. How is it that Elon and Trump have been predicted?
Facts.
Ingersoll Lockwood has written a number of books. One of them about Barron Trump. Now, what's the name of Donald Trump's son? Barron Trump.
Young Barron.
Barron Trump has an adventure in the book, and he can time travel and all this other stuff, right?
Right.
His mentor is named Don in the book.
In the book, his name is Don.
His name is Don.
So being a coincidence specialist, what did you say the difference between a conspiracy theory and a theory is?
The difference between a conspiracy and the truth is 6 to 12 months.
6 to 12 months. Now, since you and I have embarked on this and started working together, how many things have we said collectively that are proven to be the truth?
Damn near everything.
Now, with that being said, what is your message to the people who will send you a message and say your videos are fake? How do you respond to people like that?
Everybody is entitled to their opinion.
Right.
I feel like there's bots. I feel like there's people who are out there strictly to try to debunk things because we're right over the target. I've been told by state officials and government officials that I'm right over the target.
So how do you feel knowing you've been offered money by presidential campaigns to be compromised and you turn those type of things down? And then you said everyone's entitled to their opinion, but you're not entitled to state your opinion as a fact. So when we see certain things like this, It lets us know that you're watching. We're not trying to convert you because this message that we present is not for everybody. It's for the select few, the chosen few, and it costs nothing to be kind. Point blank, period. Either you want to learn or you don't.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We can all agree, especially since 2020, there's been a lot of weird stuff going on.
A lot of real stuff.
And people have more questions than answers these days. So that's why we try to shed light on a lot of stuff, because I feel like people have more questions more than ever. We're seeing orbs. We're getting declassified information about things that we thought that they were fake or it was debunked and then happened to be true. So history is starting to unveil itself. Like, we have structures under pyramids, and
let's get to that. Two things: CERN and the Mandela effect.
That's a good one. We got to get into that.
We got to get into that.
We got to get into that. Do you believe? Huh? Got a call?
Got to call in.
I got a call. Got a call real quick.
What's the word? It's OTG podcast with Big Homie.cc and Maverick Approach. What's your question? Who are we speaking to?
Man, this little Frank in Alabama.
Little Frank in Alabama. What's the word, brother? How you coming?
Man, I'm trying to see what's going on with CERN and these Mandela effects.
So name one thing you believe is part of the Mandela effect, and then I'm going to ask Maverick if he can expound on it right now, but that's his lane.
I know for a fact the K was never in Chick-fil-A. I know for a fact that double stuffed Oreos used to have 2 F's in it.
Okay. So we got double stuffed Oreos used to have 2 F's, and there was no K in Chick-fil-A.
No, and Hypnotic is still different. Goddamn.
Hypnotic, the alcohol, the liqueur.
With Shaq. Yeah. They took the Y out of it. And what's the movie with Shaquille O'Neal when he was a genie and all that?
Shazam
and Kazam. Yes. And all this happened right after July 5th, 2022, when they cut the machine on.
Yo, Lil Frank. Thank you.
That's a good one.
Thank you for calling in. We're gonna get right on top of this, brother Paul.
That's a good one.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for calling in, bro. Thank you for watching.
Okay, so Mandela effect. Let's get into it. He said double stuff had 2 F's and it has 1 F now.
This is the Maverick approach.
Very interesting. Very interesting. And this is one of my favorite subjects. And here's another eerie thing that I did a video on this.
So there was no K in Chick-fil-A?
I
thought it was just CHIC.
Is it?
He said there used to be no K in Chick-fil-A.
Oh shit, there wasn't. It's a K in it now? No. What?
There wasn't no K.
It wasn't no K in Chick-fil-A. Chat.
Because I played football.
Chat. Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat.
And they had Chick-fil-A on campus. It was no K in it.
There was no K in Chick-fil-A. There was definitely not.
There was no K in Chick-fil-A.
What?
So we making all of these points because I just told the homies the other day, the team that I'm here with, that's got us put up in this very, very exclusive, nice location. I told the guys that if you want to have an NHI experience, go to Joshua Tree. You either take shrooms or DMT, have you a green laser pointer, get you some binoculars or a telescope, and you'll have an experience. I said that because there's a guy by the name of Danny Goler. Danny Goler has been doing experiments under DMT influence with different lasers of certain frequencies. There's a certain laser frequency that he's discovered that while on DMT, him and 160 other people had these. They all watched and saw the same thing. Under DMT, through this frequency of lasers, they're able to see the source code, apparently, for the simulation we live in. I haven't been able to confirm this myself, but I will attempt to, because we've seen several prominent scientists say that there's a 1 in a billion chance that we aren't living in a simulation. we automatically know due through the theories of relativity, quantum physics, that this is not base reality and that other dimensions do exist. The reason I believe this is because why would somebody's technology not change in 2,500 years? If they're coming in and out of time, then that truly means that time is linear and everything is happening at the same time. Now, the other day, Maverick, myself, and Devon were watching a show called The Y-Files, and what was his name? Joe McGonigal, Madman Joe.
Madman Markle. Madman Markle. Yeah, that's a good story.
So once they showed me this, I did a deep dive into this. Now, anybody who knows my story, you know, I've worked for a lot of people, and after Big Black died, I had the opportunity to move around with Rob Dyrdek for a little while. Rob Dyrdek was yelling and screaming about a guy who he said made a time machine. They tried to recreate it on the show. Of course, they added comedic effects to it, but the person who made that time machine, he haven't been seen since then. You know, there's audio of him saying, look, I'm taking off, I'm getting out of here. People he worked with, they've also disappeared. Now, I'm going to ask the chat this, everybody here with me, who is familiar with the man from Taured? So I'm going to ask the Maverick approach to type this in. Okay. The man from Taured. Taured.
Wait, before we get to that, hold on. He's cooking, y'all. He's cooking. Hold on. He's cooking. He's on point.
I had y'all today.
Yes. Hold on. Before we get to that, we gotta go.
I'll get that special package.
Yes. We gotta stay on Mandela effect real quick because you're saying that it may have something to do with time travel.
Yeah, so look, I got the photographic memory. Feel me? So Maverick, do your thing, and I'm gonna keep you right back in.
Okay, keep me back in.
That's why we
time travel. Okay, you're saying that with because I'm still tripping off this K. All right, I'm still tripping off of this. The K in Chick-fil-A, I thought it was no K, but here's the thing with CERN, right? If you're familiar with CERN, the Hydrogen Collider. Okay? Now, this thing first fired up in 2012. Now, the theory is that people have said that the world actually ended in 2012 and we went off in a tangent because the Hydrogen Collider has the God particle, which was discovered, which is for its existence, could mess with space and time. Now, fast forward to 2024. We had an eclipse last year. Everybody's going crazy over this eclipse in April.
Right.
Everybody was like freaking out and was wondering what was going on. So during this eclipse, they actually, I believe they fired it up, if my memory serves me. But also, the guy who actually discovered the God particle dies on the same day as that eclipse.
No coincidences here.
So the fact that they fire it up, he dies the same day. And then ever since they fired it up, it's been messing with time and everything else. Now, going to the Mandela effect.
This is the Maverick approach.
Jiffy peanut butter, right?
We gotta get that bar.
Jiffy peanut butter. This is a classic one right here. But it's Jif. It was never Jiffy. It was always Jif, or was it?
One of my homies went to court one day, and he got off with insanity for about 4 hours. He put a bunch of chunky Jif in his drawers, pulled it out, and licked it in front of the judge. They put his ass in the psych ward.
Oh wow! Different kind of guy right there.
Shout out Unc. Okay, I got wild with him that day.
Oh wow. Somebody said in the chat The timeline split in 2012. We are on the good side. The other path is Earth that goes way technological and destroys their DNA. So here's the thing.
Mike Archangel.
So here's the thing. Scientists about a year or two ago actually proved that there are parallel universes.
For sure.
So what they did was they did a test, and they had a certain reaction to certain particles and atoms and whatnot. And in this test, it shows that not only there's parallel universes, but the universe that they found runs in reverse.
Just like right now, our core on our Earth is about to go into reverse like it does every 70 years.
Which has just been reported. The Earth's core, you guys, has slowed down so much it's going in reverse now.
Thus, you've seen that earthquake in Thailand today.
Ooh, good catch. That was a 7.7. It's the first one that they had in what, like 20, 30 years?
More than that.
And
like 50 years, right?
Yeah, like a one like that, yeah.
And I want to speak to spookism, because I see the guy, Mike Archangel. What we have to stop doing as a species is believing that one day, all of a sudden, all our problems is going to end. That's just not how this world works. Because if you study history, every time there's a cataclysm, writing stops. Seems like our timeline stops, and then you see writing start to pop up again. So you got to understand something. When you see all of these subterranean cities being discovered, there have been events that took place on the planet where human beings have survived them all. Obviously, there have been groups who had to go subterranean to survive certain things. Throughout history, there are tales, I'll pull this up, I believe it's like in 1706 AD. There are tales where certain places in the world that had writing and were able to convey certain things, where they said the sun was dim for a period of years. The reason that took place is because of volcanic eruptions. Volcanic ash can block the sun. I'm giving y'all a lot of information that would normally go on the Patreon, just so y'all know what you're getting when you sign up. So make sure you sign up to the Patreon, because previously on this channel, when I would start going into these type of topics, my live would get cut off and type of strange activity like that. Now, when it comes to multiple dimensions, scientists have proven that the afterlife takes place in a different dimension. Thus, the reason that the Tesla biometric camera and system that comes on the Teslas will pick up human entities stuck in the in-between at graveyards.
Yeah, have you guys seen that? I don't know if you guys seen that, but there's footage of this too, to where they're picking up beings that are not here anymore, wandering around a graveyard.
So I'm going to log that. So before we get into that, we got to stay on this topic of multi-dimensions, parallel universes.
Yes.
So we're going to get into the man from Taured.
Okay.
Now, pay very close attention to what we're about to see here.
So his name, so I'm typing in.
From Taured.
Wait 1 second. Okay. The man from T-A what?
Aured. I got a fan with no propellers?
Man from Taured. All right, let's see. Did I spell it right? Taured.
Yep.
Oh, my bad.
Boom. Did that first video at work right there.
First video? Okay, let's play it.
The man from Taured is an urban legend that some say is proof of time travel or evidence for parallel universes. In July 1954, a man arrived at Tokyo International Airport. The man was described as Caucasian with a beard. He spoke several languages, including Japanese, but his primary language was French. There weren't any issues until he was asked to hand over his passport. It was from a place called Taured, a country that doesn't exist, at least not on any maps that we use. When the immigration officers saw the passport was from a non-existent country, they sent him in for interrogation. The man tried convincing them that Taured did exist. When he was shown a map, he pointed to an area between France and Spain, where Andorra is today. This is where he realized Taured wasn't on the map. Under suspicion of being a criminal, he was held until they finished their investigation, so they put him in a hotel overnight. The next morning, when they went to get the man in his room, he had vanished without a trace, never to be seen again. While some people believe the story is just an exaggerated urban legend, could it be possible he somehow accidentally passed through a parallel dimension? Or was he a time traveler from the future? According to Snopes, who would never lie to us, the real story is less mysterious. In 1959, a man named John Allen Kuchar Zagreus, aka the Mystery Man, tried to enter Japan with a fake passport form Taured.
Wow. Okay.
Here's the thing, though. That passport exists still to this day. That's how they got images of it.
Oh. So it's from a place where
the man said he showed them his passport, the stamps on his passport, told them where he was from. The man ends up getting detained at the travel station where he was traveling through. They couldn't verify his information. Then they go back into the room. The guy's gone.
Right.
His passport is still there. That's how they got images of that passport. The passport exists.
Right.
And it was seized.
Somebody said in the chat, do y'all believe that every action in this dimension has a reaction in another dimension?
Yes, this is why non-human intelligences have told governments no more nuclear explosions. We haven't seen nuclear tests take place in years simply because nuclear testing causes a tear in the fabric of our reality, and it affects other dimensions because this plane exists on top of another one.
Right.
Another one exists on top of another one.
Right.
I just seen somebody say, you scroll up again, brother, say something, don't be deceived, big homie, Jesus is real. Don't be deceived, big homie, Jesus is real, M Lord, no such thing as spookism. So let me explain something to you. I got the cross tatted on my body. Right here it says the blessed King. No one is, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Jesus don't exist. I never said that. You say stop ducking. I'm not known for ducking. You can type my name in on Google. It's a lot of things that I'm known for doing. Ducking is not one of them. And one of the reasons why I'm sitting right here with Maverick right now is because I had to listen to him and not do things that I wanted to do to people that was playing with me on the internet. Now, when it comes to my views on religion, I took my education very seriously. When I first got to the University of Eastern Illinois University, my major was theology. And throughout my studies of religion, I've read the Torah, I've read the Quran, I've read 7 different Bibles. I was reading some of the texts for Buddhism, but I figured out what I need to figure out. Here's the thing. In the Torah and in the Quran, Jesus is listed as a person who is an advocate for Christianity. They don't call him Allah or God or things like that. In Catholicism, they pray to Mary. They don't pray to Jesus. The Catholic prayer is Holy Mary, Mother of God. Pray for us sinners now until the hour of our death. Amen. Now, when remote viewers are asked to review and look at the crucifixion, several of them have said that Jesus' brother Joseph took his place on the cross. After studying religions, certain books say that Jesus was married and had a family.
I've heard that.
Now, in 1501, King James and 47 other clergymen edited the Bible. Thus, we have the King James Version Bible. Most of the New Testament was removed, including the book of Enoch was removed. Several books were removed from the Old and New Testament to provide the story that we see now. throughout history, you see BC and you see AD. BC is before Christ, AD is after descendants. It should say after ascension because, according to biblical texts, Jesus died, and on the third day, he rose from the dead and ascended into heaven. This is why you see edits and changes being made in the Bible, because somebody determined that humanity needs certain religions so we don't destroy ourselves. So we're going to get even deeper into this topic because there's a gentleman by the name of Bob Lazar who I've had the privilege to meet. And Bob Lazar is a person who was documented, and he actually worked at S4, a place they call Dreamland, Groom Lake, out in the desert in Nevada. So when Maverick says people are showing maps that depict different lands and different places, just to give you the scale of how large Nevada is, they were having nuclear explosions in the state of Nevada, in the desert, testing nukes, and nobody ever had a clue. The same weapons that we detonated on Nagasaki in Japan that vaporized people, they were testing them here in the States. We didn't even know that. That gives credence to what Maverick is saying. The map that we're looking at, probably not completely accurate. So tomorrow, I'm going to bring some different maps from different countries. This is how we're going to get into the whole mermaid talk, because there are maps from sailors showing areas where they say sirens and mermen exist.
And we were just talking about that too, how like people were saying that we said on the other live stream too, you go to that certain island or something, or what's it called?
The Seychelles Island.
Right. So they're saying that there's mermen there and everything else.
Bob Lazar stated that in documentation he was given while working at S4, he said that religions were part of non-human intelligence programs to give to us so we didn't destroy ourselves like we did previously.
Damn. So you're saying that these were placed in order to keep us safe and complacent and everything else,
so we don't destroy ourselves, because according to him, NHI call us containers.
Now, why would they call us containers?
Containers of souls.
So I've heard a theory that basically when we die, the moon has a soul catcher on it, recycles it, and spits it back out into Earth. And we're used basically as batteries to whatever these beings are, whether it be reptilians or anything else. I think about the movie Matrix, because they said that they turned us into batteries at that time when they defeated us and put us into the Matrix. Now, when people say, hey, had near-death experiences, they said the first thing they see is, oh, a light, or you walk into the light. Now, the theory is that light you're not supposed to walk into, because that's the soul catcher. And that's the light.
Go to the darkness to come back to your body. So, since we're speaking on this, I'm about to send Maverick a excerpt from Whitley Strieber's book, The Fourth Mind. Very good book. Everybody should tune in. And once we put this on the screen, I'm going to expound on this, because several times I've been given information privy to the fact that there is some type of force that feeds off of human fear, doubt, all of this negativity that comes with being a human in the human condition. How is it that we have so many brilliant, bright minds on this planet, and we can't solve simple problems like starvation, homelessness? We're watching a society built in the desert in the United Arab Emirates. They figured out a way to turn some of their deserts into grasslands and forests using cloud seeding to make rain. That's terraforming. This right here, what Maverick's gonna pull up.
Fourth mind. How do I find this statement? Let me
It's
see.
right there.
I don't know if I can show it. I have to be able to pull it up on here. So I'm still trying to find it on here.
Okay, so
So it's the statement. Maybe it's just a quote. Let's
type
see.
in.
Let's see.
Let me see something.
If that's it, no, we could just read it.
I'll read it.
Yeah.
All right. So there we go. Of all the thousands of stories of contact that I have been told, one of the most disturbing came in a letter from a woman in Tennessee who said that she'd been having a walk in the woods with her son when a strange-looking little man came out of a cave and told her he was a rebel and he had a message. It was that there had been, in ages long past, a war between Earth and Mars, and while Mars had been stripped of all surface life, they had captured our souls and have condemned us to return to physical life after death and never ascend into higher realms. Their name for Earth is dead forever.
Damn.
Now, this is profound to me because in the conversations that Maverick and I have had, he feels like this is a prison planet.
I think so.
After reading that excerpt right there, how does everybody feel about that? Because all throughout history, there are tales of small framed people coming out of caves who are living subterranean.
I mean, well, okay. I see somebody in the chat that says about Elon. What is Elon going to do about terraforming Mars? So maybe he knows this. Maybe that's why he's trying to get out, and then also have, you know, his Neuralink, his transportation, all these different things he's rolling out, because you need all those things to take over or to, you know, conquer a new planet. You need transportation, technology, all that stuff.
Now, let me add some information to this. Elon said that previously to Trump being reelected, he said if there was aliens, he would know. He said if the United States government has a program with technology they have not revealed to anybody, they'll just say it's a UFO. They won't tell anybody. Now, Elon also said that he didn't believe in UFOs, but we have UFOs.
That we do.
Let me ask Maverick this. What was the single deal that brought Tesla, saved Tesla from failure and bankruptcy?
What single deal?
A deal that he made.
That was probably, it's either putting Bitcoin on their balance sheets,
okay,
or probably, I don't know. What else?
The government contract he got for SpaceX.
True.
Because there were 8 NASA astronauts that have been stranded in space for the past 8 months. Kamala said leave them there. After a new presidential administration was installed, SpaceX traveled to the space to retrieve these astronauts and bring them home back to Earth. The previous administration said they were not going to pay them for the extra 8 months outside of their contract. They were stranded in space doing government work. Donald Trump paid them out of his pocket. Right? Elon knows. He knew a long time ago that it would be in his best interest to get Trump into the White House. He spent $45 million a month with the campaign, and he knew, based on an AI-powered app that he built, that Trump won the election 5 hours before the election concluded.
In which now X did a merger with his AI company, and now he sold the company to himself.
AI-powered robotics is what's going to build the location for humans to travel to Mars. Elon said he's going to die on Mars. He's living in a Boxable casita right now. Boxable is a company based in Vegas. I've been to their facilities because I'm trying to work with them for Colony. They just charging too much for the casitas. They price went from $20,000. Once they went public on the Nasdaq, and now for a casita is $60,000, and they can deliver this home that can be assembled in 1 hour to any place in the country with this one flat rate. Elon is living in one of those right now because that's what he's going to have to live in, some similar on the surface of Mars.
And who does a deal with themselves, right? Like this is what's depicting. It says that basically XAI, which is his AI company, acquires X. And it's an all stock transaction. The valuation is at 80 billion and X is worth 33 billion. Now, this is nothing new, you guys. X, when it comes to X, this is why he's obsessed with X. So PayPal used to be X.com. So this is way before. So if you look at earlier logos and everything else, he wanted to turn that into a bank, which now he has because X now has their money transmitter license. So
see that comment right there?
Where?
This is what Rob was saying. We need nonprofits. It says Elon. Scroll up just a little bit, brother. Right there. It say Elon. Scroll down. Okay, we got it. Elon nonprofit donors in the human intelligence. That's where Trump got the 41 million a month. It's deeper than Elon. You can Google this information. So they was able to funnel 41 million through nonprofits to donate to the campaign.
Yeah, a lot of NGOs are used for donations and stuff like that.
Why was there a controlled effort to prevent Trump to get back in the White House? I want to see what the chat say, because I'm gonna tell you the real answer here. Why did they want to stop Trump from getting back in the White House? I want to see what the chat say. Call that number if you got a question. So next, we got to pull this up because this is on our Patreon. It did real well because these topics got to be expounded on. I sent you the link.
Okay. NASA brought them home, not Elon.
That's not true.
That's not true.
It's not true.
He sent the SpaceX.
SpaceX brought them home.
Yeah. So and that was, I feel like it was done on purpose, for whatever reason, but that's he sent those.
USAID got audited by Doge, which is Elon's branch of the government,
Which they just closed down too.
You got a call?
They just closed down USA too.
This is Off the Grid podcast. It's Off the Grid.
Is this Maverick?
Yes, Maverick is right here. What's your name?
I'm Shamanda.
Nice meeting you. Oh, you got a question for Maverick? You got a question for Maverick right now?
Oh no, I think you clicked off the wrong one. Oh, sorry, we clicked off on the wrong one.
Call right back. Yeah, see, this call in I was smoking on Bro Greg.
Yeah, there's a lot of people calling in. There she is.
Okay.
Sorry.
I apologize. Here's Maverick for you right now.
Hi, my name is Shamanda.
Hello,
Hey,
Shalonda.
How's it going?
I'm finna hit them with some information so crazy right now, bro.
Why is it you?
This one I'm finna say right here.
Say again?
Okay. If someone else, he just answered, and then I kicked over back to you.
I don't know what she's saying.
I couldn't hear it.
She's watching it live, and there's a delay.
Oh, okay.
Let's take the next one.
Is there a problem?
Hello?
Can I still ask a question?
Yes, you're good. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Shalonda.
Right. I'd like to know why didn't military used to use red goggles for night vision, or red light, or night vision, and they changed it to green.
They changed it.
They did that. They changed the color to green because of seeing interdimensional or extradimensional beings.
Yes. Absolutely right.
Have you heard about that?
Yes, we have heard about that. Thank you for calling, Shalonda. We're gonna talk about that right now.
So what she's talking about, you guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much.
So what she's talking about, you guys, is I think it's called dissection.
Now, Maverick was talking about this in a previous episode that we did this week. We only see as human beings 4% of our reality. Soldiers were seeing extra dimensional beings based off that red laser powered lens. The same lens that the same frequency Danny Goler is using to read the source code in our reality. We're going to get into all of this. Okay, next question. You've reached Off the Grid Podcast. What's your name? What's your question?
Hey, now BA.
Hello.
Better Louise. I sent you an email. What's up, Maverick?
Hey, how's it going?
Subscribe to you, hey. But I've been following you for a long time, BA, since a little bit since last summer.
Yes.
I sent you an email with 3 links in it. It's about a guy named Darius J. Wright. Have y'all heard of him?
So I read your emails. I know exactly who this is. Thank you for calling in.
Absolutely. And if you get a chance, BH, watch that very first one. It's the best interview I've seen of his. And I also was successful in the process that he teaches. So if you get a chance, just watch the first one. It'll blow your mind completely.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling in. I'm going to watch that. And then tomorrow we're going to speak about it. Thank you again.
All right, y'all keep up the good work.
Yes,
Thank you. Appreciate it. So in the movie, I think we were talking about this the other day. So if you guys remember a movie called They Live, that's what's it's based on.
One more.
So remember this. So where the dissection glasses, that's what she's talking about.
You've reached Off the Grid Podcast. What's your name? What's your question?
So remember this, I'm calling in from Milwaukee. My name, I go by basic. I have to submit y'all earlier about the real map and the AI generated version of it.
So look, mute your lower the volume on the TV behind you.
But yeah, I was asking about the real map that the AI created. So look, I'm in the chat right now. I'm about to send the video link.
Oh yeah, send the link. We'll send the link. We'll snatch the link.
The other question, the other thing I had to add on about Elon was like his son was saying shit about like, oh, we're gonna get this state-based thing, and then we're gonna start taxing the people in order to create another revenue. And I wanted to ask about your thoughts on that. And then as far as like the underground link and shit, I wanted to know if you like how you think it's structured, or how far do you think it goes? It's like around the world, or how deep, you know what I'm saying? How go into the bed, or you know, intake on that.
Okay, all right. So you got the 3-pronged question. I got them all logged. We're gonna respond very shortly. Thank you for calling in. We're gonna take this next call, but I got you. I got you, brother.
Let's answer that first, though. Let's answer the question first.
This Off the Grid Podcast. Pardon me, bro.
No, I was gonna say because I want to answer somebody's question so we don't get.
I got it logged.
Okay. All right, you got it. He's on fire tonight, y'all. He's on fire tonight.
It's Off the Grid Podcast with Maverick Approach at BigHomie.cc. What's your question? What's your name?
Hey, Big Homie. This is Jason. Hey, I'm a big fan of yours.
Thank you, brother.
I've been watching YouTube from Real Life Street Stars and with Big Dugar and everything like that.
Yeah, shout out Big Dugar.
Yeah, man. I like what you're doing, man. I just want to get your insight about the Battle of Kandahar and the Giants reference to the Bible.
Say less. I got you.
A lot of people in that chat was kind of saying things about the Bible and all that.
Right.
And I don't know. I agree, but I just want to get your take on it because there's a lot of deception in this world right now, and times are getting crazier by the minute, and I know you realize that.
Yes, sir. And, yes, sir.
I'm just curious, man. What is your take about, you know, the Bible and Jesus and God? Yeah.
All right. So look, everybody that's calling in, we're gonna answer these questions, and then we're gonna open the lines back up. So back to the previous gentleman.
Fire, yeah, y'all going crazy in the hotline. It's a hotline for real. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, thank you. We appreciate you guys for sure.
For sure. So to the previous gentleman who was asking about the structures under the pyramid, how far do I think they go? Me personally, I feel like certain humanoid beings that existed on this planet, in order to escape certain cataclysms that happen here, they had to go subterranean to survive. Now, if indeed it is proven to be hardcore facts that the structures beneath the pyramids of Giza go down deeper in the ground, taller than the Burj Khalifa, that goes to show that these were ancient power stations that were capable to send signals into deep space, possibly to send energy up to the atmosphere that powers different locations on the earth, similar to how Tesla was trying to do things. Because the connection to this and to Donald Trump is this: Donald Trump's one of his family members had a high position in the FBI. He is the one who confiscated all of the Tesla files. The Trump family has been sitting on all of the hidden and redacted Tesla files ever since Tesla's death. That family had insight knowing that, look, they're getting technology, they're keeping it within their network in the military industrial complex. Now, to get to...
And then the fact that Donald Trump's uncle...
his uncle?
Yes, John G. Trump.
Maverick Approach.
Was the one that actually the government hired to go in and confiscate all Tesla's findings. And then, because he was like a physicist and everything else.
Absolutely.
He was an engineer. So he was the only one that understood his findings and all his inventions.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, when it comes to the most recent gentleman, when it comes to his questions, here's my thing. All of these religions that were indoctrinated onto different groups of people, where was God when people were getting maimed, raped, murdered, and enslaved? This is what I'm saying. This is why I say spookism, because how is it that an oppressor race can teach a selfless, forgiving religion to a group of people who were sold by their own people to be brought here, stripped of their current beliefs? It's all about indoctrination and propaganda. It's the same techniques that the North Koreans use to keep their people in a state of poverty without growth, simply because someone found out that the human brain, with the right frequency and information, can be programmed. Point blank, period. It all boils down to the human being, the human brain, the human body is the greatest creation on the earth. If humans, as we are today, are naturally here on this planet, we wouldn't suffer certain ailments. We also wouldn't hunt and pillage our own natural resources. We wouldn't strip the ocean of its values. We wouldn't force animals into extinction, because ancient humans survived from hunting giant armadillos. Also, if you visit the Boneyard, Alaska page, this gentleman is pulling up tusks from the woolly mammoth that have carvings in them from human beings. History that we know it is flawed. All of this gets connected to this link that I sent Maverick. This is also on the Patreon. I posted a scientific paper into this. There are bodies being found in tombs from creatures that do not share the same anatomy as us. They walked the earth. There's no way around this. Several prominent scientists, several highly respected academic programs have verified these bodies to be actual flesh and blood beings. We're going to pull this up right here from the New York Post. Also on the Patreon, I posted a scientific paper Shout out to Javi Musan, a good friend of mine, mi hermano.
So 3-fingered alien mummies found in Peru have fingerprints that do not appear to be human. And this was last summer, stating that they're trying to, figure this out. Humanoid 3-fingered alien mummies discovered in Peru. Like I said, you guys, all this has been coming out over the last couple of years where they're just disclosing all this alien stuff to where we're getting used to it now. We're being desensitized. And the reason is because they already knew all this. They knew it was coming. They knew they had all this information for a long time. We have Area 51 and everything else. We have a company that is putting reverse engineered alien technology on the stock market. They filed with the SEC to do so. So not only a company called Tuttle actually has a basket of companies that has this reverse engineered technology to actually invest in. So not only, it's a real thing, but now we can invest in it and everything else. So you don't think that we have this technology already? Ask me this, or maybe.
Ask you.
Okay, how does FaceTime work? People could say, "Oh, you turn on your phone, it's a satellite," but how does it really work?
Let's go. Now, this is something I became privy to after my conversations with Maverick. Actually, I'm going to ask Maverick to show y'all what he showed me about video voice calling technology existing long before now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they had the first video call in 1936, I believe, that it was actually done by the Nazis. And they had this booth where you can actually do like a FaceTime call. And I've done a whole video on this, and it was basically just showing good segue too.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna show you some other stuff that you may or may not know, but even in 1971, AT&T also had FaceTime that they had do a call with. So none of this stuff is new. They even had electric cars. Look up Baker Industries. Baker was the first electric car that they put out in the early 1900s. So
we went from that car in the 1900s to what we have now. It's a very short amount of time.
So check this out. Speaking of AT&T, this is an ad from 1993 predicting everything that happened.
Have you ever paid a toll without slowing down? Bought concert tickets from a cash machine.
Yeah, perfect.
Or tucked your baby in from a phone booth. You will. And the company that'll bring it to you, AT&T.
How did they know that? In 1993, they were talking about FaceTime because they already did it.
This is the Maverick approach.
They already did it. They did it in 1971. They debuted it. Look it up. They already had this technology a long ago, you guys. When they're talking about all this stuff with FaceTime and everything else, they're depicting a future that they've already created. Literally.
Now, I'm going to take y'all on a rabbit hole here. At the end of this rabbit hole, though, it's going to be facts. All right, so, Mav, I need your help with this. Okay. So, can we bring up the 3-fingered alien mummies again?
Yeah, I'll bring that up.
Now, all of the information that you're about to see right now is up and active right now on the Off the Grid podcast Patreon. Now, we're going to start here. These 3-fingered alien mummies, right? Scientists in Peru, Mexico, Cal State University, they've all called them tridactyls, right? So look, now Maverick, we got to go.
Which sounds like pterodactyls.
Sounds like pterodactyls. So now, I sent you this one right here. Tridactyls walked among us. Everything you're seeing right now are direct links from our Patreon. Off the Grid podcast on Patreon. All of this information is on the Patreon. Make sure you subscribe, you tune in. Do your due diligence. Get your 10,000 hours in so you're not left out in the dark. I'm finna walk y'all down the path real quick. We're gonna connect some dots today.
So okay, let's pull this up real quick. Well, they have to subscribe, but we'll pull this up. We'll pull up the preview.
If you subscribe, if you join, you can unlock this information. It's the only place you can get this at Off the Grid Podcast. It's your boy BigHomie.cc. I'm here with the Maverick Approach.
Yes, sir. So explain that. What is that? Alien body is found at
Nazca.
Nazca. Okay.
Nazca is a location in Peru. If you are familiar with the Nazca lines, this location is near the Nazca lines. The Nazca lines is a location where depictions were carved into the ground on a large scale, so whoever was flying above could see them. Right? Now, if you take a deep dive on this, it's going to show you the bodies. It's going to show you exactly what these creatures look like. Now, I'm going to ask Maverick to pull this up.
We almost got 1,000 people in here, y'all.
Let's go. Let's get
almost
to
at
1,000
people. Let's get it.
So let's get the tridactyls walked among us.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull that one up real quick.
This is all on the Off the Grid Podcast Patreon. Natasha, I'm not missing no pieces. Just pay attention. Pay attention.
I'll pull up the Patreon again. I'll pin it so you guys can get in there.
This is why I continue to stress the fact that somebody. Oh, so that says locked. So that's got to be for paid members. Okay.
Yeah, it's locked. So
all right, hold on. So what I'll do is I'll pull it up, and then I'll send the screenshot to you. Boom.
And I'll pull up the Patreon again. I'll drop it in the chat. I'll pin it on the screen, you guys, so you guys can jump on in there.
This cave painting is from 3,000 years ago.
So let me put that up there. Oh, wait, sorry. Let me show that. Boom.
Patreon.com Off the Grid Pod. Now, this screenshot from off our Patreon, shout out to all the paid members who support. Shout out to the free members. If you want to see all the good stuff, go ahead and get you one of those subscription packages. Tune in so you're not left out.
It's right here, guys. I'll give you a sneak peek of what it looks like.
Now, check this out.
If you can see that, maybe not.
We're gonna see if we can get the screenshot on the screen. Keep calling in to the number. We taking all questions. We tuning in. Very interactive here off the grid. So I feel like at the end of the week we'll have a segment like this where we really take calls and we respond to the people.
Yeah. So the tridactyls walk among us. So what are these things exactly?
So that's crazy. We came off of it.
Yeah, if you guys want to see that though, yeah, you can't see it. Make sure you're right there. Go to Patreon. If you guys want to see everything that he's posting in here.
So what do I got to put it at so you can see that?
We'll have to post it in on a post or something because I can only screen share.
All right, so I'll make a post right now. I'll get a call.
So we'll take a call right now. We'll take a call, you guys.
I'll get this up. There you go. I'm gonna get this on. I'm gonna make a post. This is Off the Grid Podcast. What's your name? What's your question?
Man, they call me Master Trouble. I've been in Georgia, man.
Master Trouble?
Yeah, Master Trouble, Master.
Let's go. What we got going?
Man, what y'all think about China getting their revenge on Great Britain and America? Opium wars about supplying fentanyl and synthetic cannabinoids to the cartel.
Okay, good question.
Good question.
Thank you for
Sure.
calling in. This is I can answer this for you right now, brother.
I think it. Well, just to give my 2 cents real quick, I think that with China, they're fighting a war that's different than any other war that we've seen. And when it comes to infiltration, when it comes to drugs, when it comes to cyber attacks, they're doing all of it.
Facts.
We've been talking about this for a minute now, and I think that we're in a silent war right now.
definitely a silent war right now. Anybody doesn't know, China has a plan. They call it a 2050 plan. That by 2050 they plan to be the world's #1 superpower.
And not only that, they are the #1 superpower when it comes to AI robotics right now. 51% of all AI robotics right now is actually produced by China, and then there's everybody else.
Absolutely. And China has the lowest drug problem. They have the lowest crime problem because they have a communist party ran country.
And a social credit score system.
So let's say you're a Chinese businessman. You've become a millionaire with your company. You don't own the company. The government owns the company.
Right.
So China is definitely on a path where they want to be the superpower. They are creating staging areas by empowering African nations, and they're capitalizing on the fault of the colonizing nations in Europe, because you have to understand this country was founded by the people that were ran out of Europe. So revenge is definitely something clearly that's on their mind. And when it comes to revenge for the opium wars, of course, this is why they have several fronts where they are attacking nations. Cyber. This is why some of the tariffs and new restrictions have been put on customs.
Fentanyl.
Because a lot of the fentanyl, a lot of the drugs that are coming into the country are coming through China.
And then the port bust that happened not too long ago, about a month or two ago, there was corrupt truck drivers and port workers working with Chinese nationals, importing hundreds of millions of dollars of contraband with Chinese nationals, which was like fentanyl and everything else. So they're coming over here and corrupting Americans. Even the former senior advisor to the Federal Reserve, he got arrested for being a Chinese spy. Another U.S. state official actually was getting paid in Chinese yen. Or is it yuan, yen? I think it's yen. That he got caught getting paid in their currency. And then he got taken to jail for treason. So it's happening all over the place in America.
I sent the link to our Off the Grid YouTube, and I posted this post on our page so you can pull it up.
Okay.
I sent you the link to it.
Okay.
Sending the link right now.
And then also we got to touch on this subject too, because it's in the title. Justin Bieber posted this about a nice little segue too. Shipping containers. Now,
long live Avicii.
Very cryptic, right? He said, I got anger issues too, but I want to grow and not react to so much. Shaking my head. He posts that. And then he posts this, a picture, which is in the same slide of him being a kid.
Absolutely.
So are you saying that maybe kids are being trafficked in these containers?
So I'll say this, working as a bodyguard, I've had the opportunity to work with several affluent families. I've been to probably 20 different Justin Bieber concerts, accompanying the youth of these families. I've been backstage for several meet and greets. This is one guy I've never seen actually being happy. When I first met the guy, he was a kid. He was selling out arenas. His booking fee was $475,000. And you would think somebody making that much would be a happy person. Obviously not. So when we seen the video of Diddy saying that Bieber is somewhere doing things we can't talk about, this is what he's talking about. Point blank, period. Now, I want to finish up this presentation that I'm giving about these bodies, and then we're going to get back into this, because it's very important for people to understand that on this planet, it's been documented that there have been several different species of beings, species of primates, species of reptiles that have existed here, and they're long extinct. Now, this post that we're about to show right now is a cave painting of a creature. This exact this exact image here of a 3-fingered tridactyl that DNA tests have shown that these creatures, the actual bodies, that of this creature. And when Maverick pulls up this next post, this is the same exact creature. I'm going to actually also screenshot this. Actually, I'll see if I can make this for...
So this is on the Patreon, you guys. The Patreon link is right there on the screen. If you guys want to see this and more stuff that we're actually posting, it's all in the Patreon. So this is very interesting. So this is a cave painting, obviously thousands and thousands of years ago.
So this is from 3,000 years ago.
3,000 years ago. So how is it that they're depicting this? And
now we're gonna show one more post.
Actually, y'all can see the rest of the posts. I don't think we should show them all the posts.
No. Just this
all the posts.
Just one more screenshot.
Okay. All right.
Just so I can show the actual relevance of that.
Okay. We're showing y'all a lot of stuff now.
Yes, I told y'all I got y'all tonight because Maverick was carrying it yesterday. He held it down. I had to make sure, I do my due diligence. Shaq and Kobe.
Yes, sir.
All right, now.
Okay. So, okay, I'm just waiting for that. I'm reading all your comments too. Somebody said Chinese embassy in the UK beating people outside of their embassy. Look it up. That's crazy. But yeah, that we're definitely in. That looks like ET. It's the same head.
This is the same exact creature.
Wow.
That's why I did this right here because it don't get nothing get past the Maverick approach, the coincidence specialist himself.
That's crazy.
Now,
and the fingers.
Shout out to the person who just subscribed to the podcast at $4.99. Thank you. All right, now I just sent you this. So this is the final one I'm gonna show. Now keep this image in your mind right here. Keep this image in your mind. This is early human times. Human beings drew and depicted what they saw. Now watch this. Explain to me this.
All right, gonna pull this up.
You just saw the last image. This is also on the Patreon. This is an X-ray of one of the bodies that they found at Nazca digging site.
Damn.
3 fingers, exact same skull shape. Now, Maverick, let's pull up ET.
Yes.
Phones home.
Yeah, please do. Please do. ET, bro. That's ET.
That's ET.
They are always putting it in the movies. Look, come on. That's him right there.
That's the exact same skull.
Same skull and the same fingers too.
Same fingers.
And they just changed it up just a little bit because
added a finger.
Yeah, added a finger. Yeah.
So when Maverick is explaining things,
wow,
showing the symbolism from movies to real life, you gotta pay attention.
They always put in the movies.
My final part to this right here gonna be hard to accept. But the facts are the facts. The facts are the facts.
Somebody said they need a drink.
Get you a drink. Get you a drink.
This is crazy. Somebody said fallen angels. A lot of people think that aliens are fallen angels. But then you're talking about the Nephilim and everything else. You're going into Sumeria, the Sumerian times and all that, how the fallen angels mated with humans, and then we got giants and all this other stuff. So got a super chat saying that, so do these entities have a relationship with human trafficking? Great question. I was going to bring that up.
Let's go.
I was going to bring that up.
Yes, they do.
I was going to bring that up. I think they do too. I think everything is somewhat connected on one shape or some way, shape, or form. Because I'll say it's a theory, but we've had a quantum leap in technology in which we were talking about. And when did this quantum leap happen? So there was a treaty between aliens and President Eisenhower.
Yes.
Now, in this treaty, allegedly, that he started to trade human beings for alien technology. So when all these abductions started to happen, people went missing. And then all of a sudden, we did a quantum leap into technology. Everything started to speed up as far as our technology.
Things started to speed up directly after the Roswell crash. Now, the initial agreement was between humans and NHI was certain areas that they could abduct people, but they broke the treaty and they abduct people wherever they want. The location was our national parks. I'm somebody who searches for the missing people. Certain people, I got their case. I looked into it. They went missing in a national park. I would call national parks and ask for that list of missing people. They told me if I paid $1 million, they give it to me.
$1 million.
$1 million. I sent Maverick one more link, and I'm gonna finish up this point with this link right here. So we watched that from Close Encounters of the Third Kind. The entity that came out looked just like the X-ray. The movie E.T. looks just like the X-ray. And now, Ben Rich, the former director of Lockheed Skunk Works, the company that built Area 51, look what he says. We already have the means to travel amongst the stars, but these technologies are locked up in black projects and it would take an act of God to ever get them out to benefit humanity. Anything you can imagine, we already know how to do. One thing that was omitted from this was he said, we have the technology to take ET home.
Sorry, guys. Make sure we go on point. There we go.
This is why Elon had to get Trump into the White House, because now this technology can be given and spread for the benefit of humanity. Point blank, period. I just listed y'all a series of facts that can be fact checked. This is not me inventing or embellishing. I would never do anything of the sort. At the end of the day, there is a concerted effort by the powers that be to keep us in the blind. Hold on. Somebody, Maverick Approach is deceiving all of y'all. Read the Bible and pray. Blessed be the Lord.
Look,
okay,
here's the thing.
Call the number.
Here's the thing. Everybody has their everybody has their opinion, right? But here's the thing. He just explained how the Bible was edited, gave you historical data and facts. Now, I could easily say, okay, well, maybe that's cap or whatever. But then you have to say, well, here's my facts. That's the thing. That's when you have to pull up receipts.
And here at Off the Grid podcast, Maverick is my brother. We've grown to be brothers. Shout out Devon, me and him, we stand on a lot of business in the comments. But here's your opportunity. If you think that you can match Maverick in any sort of debate right now, scroll back up to them. Call the number right now, because we're going to put you on the spot.
Uh-oh.
We're going to put you on the spot because this have to stop. If you think that you can beat Maverick better than Maverick, here's your chance to show this right now. So let's go back to that person. This person says, a person who I trust with a lot of things. I wouldn't be right here right now sitting in this mansion if I ain't trust Maverick. So if you think that you're going to be able to get that off and say that my brother is deceiving people, call this number. And I want to see, because I don't ever debate, bro. Oh, I ain't trying to go there with him because I know he done his due diligence. But I want to see this person call that number. The person who says Maverick is deceiving people, call the number, call in, state your piece. And I want to see if you can sit here and match a witch with the Maverick approach. We're going to bring this to an end. We're going to bring this to an end. Call the phone. Somebody call? We're going to wait. Call the phone. And let's bring that comment on the screen because this have to stop.
So everybody's saying, "Don't worry, Mav, you right."
No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that because this is a. If you can orate and you can articulate yourself well enough to make a comment like that,
we get a call.
Let's get a call. Let's get this call in. Off the Grid Podcast. What's your name? What's your question? Turn your TV down in the background. Is this the person who made the comment saying Maverick was deceiving us all?
No, it's not, man.
Okay.
We waiting on you.
He's not. We're not gonna give him any more shine.
Can you please?
He's not gonna call. He's not gonna call.
Call that number.
Hey, only the people who are supporting.
Thank you for support. What's your question, brother?
Nothing, man. I admire what you guys are talking about, and I think you guys are both speaking real truth. And whoever's making that comment about deceiving is a joker, man.
All right.
Oh,
man.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Calling in. We're gonna take this next call. Thank you, brother. Off the Grid Podcast. What's your name? What's your question?
Hey, homie.
What's up, brother? How are you?
What's up?
What's the word, bro? You got a question for us?
I am not here. I'm not here to match you. I'm here to disclose.
So is this the person who made that comment?
Yeah, homie, we support you.
Hold on. Thank you for your support. This is a friendly situation right here. We're not having no confrontation. I just want to hear you voice your opinion, and I want you to sit here and listen to Maverick so we can get an understanding here.
My opinion is we love you. We love you for what you do for the children, for the women. We are here to save them. God doesn't care. To God, all this technology is just gadgetry. And full disclosure is coming. This is an ocean of adrenochrome that everybody is overlooked. And we're so grateful for you for being for standing up, taking all of that head on. And you know what you were up against. You took it all head on.
Yes.
Thank you. We love you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for calling in. All right. You have a good one.
Support.
So that right there should be proof to everybody. It's easy to make a comment, but don't nobody want to see Maverick on a debate. So let's put that to the rest. Thank you to everybody who stands up for us. Thank you for all the love that we get.
Somebody say you sound nervous.
Yeah, because when it's time to get in that paint,
when the lights come on,
because y'all gotta understand something. For me to be sitting right here, I had to give people several passes in the real world.
Somebody say he sound like Elon Musk himself. So here's the thing, you guys. Here's the thing. I've already defeated Kamala Harris.
Defeated! The champ is here!
She tried to turncoat me. I've had numerous media outlets champion and try to discredit me. But the thing is, I always say this.
Break it down, man.
Why would they target me? If I'm wrong, why would they target me? I always say, these don't break into empty homes. Okay?
And when you write over the target, they try to compromise you.
And I've already been tried to hired by the CIA too.
Big homie scared, man, to know the truth. Michael J, call in to the number or keep your opinion to yourself, brother. Because the last time I was scared, I wasn't even born yet. Oh no, I drove myself home.
Oh, we got 1,000 people. We got 1,000 people. We got 1,000 people.
Thank y'all for sharing the live. Thank y'all for tuning in.
All right.
Back to this Justin Bieber stuff, man.
Yeah. So basically, this Justin Bieber stuff, it's crazy because he did a video a while back called Yummy. Do you remember that video?
I'm not privy.
So Justin Bieber, we're talking about the containers that he posted and everything else. He's dropping a lot of clues, you guys. And there's a lot of weird imagery in this whole video that I want to show you guys, just to give credence to basically what he's talking about. In this video, and again, with movies, music, media, I break this down to a T, and they show us everything, right? So in this thing, there is a lot of weird imagery. Right here, it shows like where he's at a weird dinner. Then it shows that there's like kids, you know. I want to pull it up. Let me see. Meaning kids. I want to see if I can find the pictures. Yeah, there's a lot of weird imagery in here though. Even this where he posts this and it says yummy and it says baby pictures. I thought that was odd. So he's always like showing you guys stuff about, you know, possibly allegedly trafficking and everything else. And then he shows these containers, right? He just posted this. He shows these containers, and then he shows a kid picture of himself. This is very odd. And for what reason? Like, why would he do this, right? Like, what's the basis of it? I always go back to that. He's telling us that he's a victim. And I'm not saying he's completely innocent. Who knows what he knows? If you guys remember in Avicii's, we were talking about this on the other stream, Avicii's last music video was also kids in containers and everything else and trucks. And then he gets unalived because he was bringing light to that.
When you bring light, darkness comes and tries to put a dark cloud over you. Either you walk with light and escape it, or you succumb to dark forces. Pause.
Exactly. So somebody said Bieber's mom and dad sold him to Hollyweird. I do somewhat believe that. Now, I can't say the situation at hand is like 100% true. I don't know his parents, but I do believe that, you know, they maybe were very naive and maybe, you know, the glitz and glamour got to him and, you know, he was a talented kid.
Glitz and glamour can definitely poison your moral compass and have you doing things that you normally wouldn't do with the thought of being great.
Correct.
If you don't find greatness within yourself and you fall victim to having worldly needs, the stories that we hear about the elites in the industry compromising themselves will continue to repeat.
Exactly.
And there's plenty of things that Maverick has said to us that he haven't said on camera. If Maverick was here to damage people's reputations, if he was here to play tit for tat with people, he could definitely play tit for tat with some of the people that you guys idolize. Not everybody in our chat, not the OTG members, not our members of Patreon, but to the average person off the couch. Maverick runs in circles with some of the champions of Hollywood, champions of music industry. And him and his brother Devon have come out unscathed from that because they stand on their own moral compass and principles and their own beliefs and spirituality. So these are things you have to understand before you just open your mouth and make a comment that's closed-ended because, you know, I'm going to say pause before I say this, though, because you might have it closed.
A preemptive pause.
Yeah, you gotta, that's how deep it's going. Pause.
Premeditated pause.
Preemptive. See, when you get your doctorate in zestology and you realize you're in a zest apocalypse,
crazy.
You have to be able to combat these forces with not just force, but with information and knowledge. That's what we're here for. Thank y'all for tuning in. We working.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. BH is on fire tonight, you guys.
Oh yeah,
he's on fire. He's on fire.
Hey, y'all,
NBA Jam.
NBA Jam right here in the cut.
And we showed y'all NBA Jam is compromised too. y'all see the last live stream? It's crazy.
How do I feel about YB being released? Well, look, man, you know, when you got, I'm not gonna speak on that on here. I'm gonna leave that alone.
You're gonna leave it alone.
We don't stay on topic.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, so I think that when it comes to these celebrities and everything else, a lot of them have been compromised. So I think that, and that's the thing. Even going back to Bieber, I mean, he was signed to Usher, and you know, of course, connected to Diddy and everybody else. So, oh yeah, Marvin Sapp. Yeah, that's a crazy story. I saw that in the comments. That guy, he actually. You posted his things.
This guy right here. Please spread the good news. But the Bible says Jesus will come like a thief in the night. But if you are really everyone's saying that I need to debate with Wesley Huff, the guy who debunked Billy Carson. Wesley Huff ducked me. He turned down a debate with me. He's a biblical scholar, but so am I. If you didn't know that the Chronicle of Barnabas was a fraud, then you really aren't a person who actually studies theological texts. I knew that, so I don't speak along a lot of these. Listen, man.
So he turned down the.
Yeah, he ducked it. He ducked it. He
Got you.
Blatantly ducked it.
Got you.
He told me that he said that he's too busy.
Oh,
he's not more busy than me.
He hit you with the busy, huh?
I'm like, bro, you're not more busy than me. I only sent you on one podcast. I'm on all of them. So, y'all tell Wesley Huff if you want to have a proper biblical debate, I'm available, and he will meet his demise. Point blank. Period.
Damn.
Because
somebody said Wesley Huff clearly seems like a paid puppet. I don't know. I think I can't speak on him, but I will say this: a lot of these influencers out here are very suspicious to me. And somehow they rise to the top. Somehow they're on the top podcast and all this other stuff. I feel like people are placing these truthers in place of, actual people who are, spreading the good word to throw us off the path. And we don't know who's who. So I think some of these influencers are actually compromised and paid for and paid ops.
Yeah. So just know though, I don't pick my battles. I don't pick his battles. You feel me? My job on this team is to be what I've always done. I trusted Maverick and Devon. Shout out Rob. I trusted them to provide what they provide. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to confront any and everybody, any force that exists, period, because God sent me to do a job. I will complete that task. Point blank, period.
Yes, sir.
See, this guy's
Smoke Michael J.
Smoke Michael J. Obviously, Joe Rogan is Smoke Michael J.
Joe Rogan's bigger than everybody.
But I seen Joe Rogan saying my name. I never seen him saying your name, Michael J.
Yeah.
So somebody smoke him. One of my moderators, switch him down. Switch Michael J down now. What dude got here when you need him? Switch him because he gotta go.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm watching everything.
We in here, y'all. We in here. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Patreon. I'm gonna drop the link in. I'll put it on the screen, you guys. Make sure you guys right there. That is the link. That's the Patreon. Subscribe for the $9.99 option. That will support us. Keep this thing going. It's Off the Grid Podcast. We've been going for 2 hours.
In the call. Thank y'all for calling in. I see y'all like this live call, man. Thank you, Devon. This is Off the Grid Podcast. What's your name? What's your question?
Hi, big homie. My name is Scott. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, hi, Maverick.
Hey, how's it going?
So I've been watching y'all for a little minute. I'm gonna be real quick. But I left the other live because Michael J was writing up our comments, and so just to give everybody a little insight. If you want to do more research on the origins of the Bible, not you, but the viewers, I would suggest them to look at William Tyndall in connection to King Henry VIII, King Henry's daughter, the name of the ship that he gave her, and why William Tyndall was murdered. That right there will tell you it's been many editions of the Bible. I had a long time with it. That's the 2023 and I lost it. But I just wanted to say that because I see a lot of the religious comments and I don't think people understand it's much more to it with the Bible. If you only rely on scripture for all of your information, you don't have very much information. And thank you for answering my call.
Absolutely. Thank you for calling in, Queen.
Thank you. Somebody said this podcast finna blow up past all the other podcasts. Watch this. Thank you, Soul Rebel. I believe that too. I believe that we will have the biggest podcast by the end of this year, bigger than any other podcast. That is the goal. That's what we're going to manifest. So I do believe that as well. So just keep supporting, and we're going to get bigger and better. Pause.
And to expound on this Queen's comment that she said, that's why I tell people, I've read 7 different Bibles. all of them are not indeed the same. Point blank, period. If you're basing your knowledge on religion off one Bible, you are sadly mistaken. You need to continue to do your 10,000 hours of research.
Somebody said, how do we protect ourselves from these entities, or we don't stand a chance? Goal related.
So look, I'll say this: in several abduction stories, John D'Souza says this. G15 CIA officer John Ramirez says this. When people scream out for Jesus Christ, these activities seem to cease. Keep that in mind. Also, when you say, or we don't stand a chance, if humanity did not stand a chance, we would not be on this rock right now.
I think it's gold related, though. I do think that's God's money, and gold could be to where they're trying to strip the earth of the gold because they're trying to, maybe terraform it. But it is an element that does have healing benefits. It has many benefits, and I think that other maybe entities or other beings around space could be trying to strip our gold from us.
No,
or have us mine it.
That's what the Anunnaki texts say. The Anunnaki created us as a slave race to mine gold.
Damn.
How would humans know about the ability to enslave somebody? Everything that we do, we saw. If we were indeed created to be a slave race to mine gold, and we rebelled against them, this is how humans got the ideal of the power of slavery.
And then you have like Fort Knox and everything else. We're hoarding gold left and right.
Hoarding gold. So let's try to fact check something right now. Let's put in a Google search. How much gold exists on the moon?
Let's see. Let's ask Grok actually. How much gold
exists on the moon?
Exists on the moon. So he says the exact amount of gold on the moon is challenging because we don't have comprehensive data. The moon's composition is primarily made up of silicate rocks, and its crust contains elements like oxygen, silicon, magnesium, iron, calcium, and aluminum. Traces amount of precious metals, including gold, are present, but extremely scarce compared to Earth. Lunar soil and rocks analyzed from Apollo missions show that gold exists in concentrations about 0.1 to 1 part per billion. This is significantly lower than Earth's crust, which where gold averages around 1.5 ppb. So
now let's look up the finite amount of gold on Earth. Watch your mouth up in the comments. We'll push up on you.
It says estimating the amount of gold on Earth involves looking at both gold being mined and that remains unextracted. So the Earth's crust, it says the Earth's crust contains gold at an average concentration of about 1.5 parts per billion. It says 2.5 times 10 to the 22nd power kilograms. Let's see. However, there's a tiny fraction of this economically recovered because known reserves can only be mined with current technology, which is estimated to be around 50,000 metric tons. So it's a lot more.
So we got a lot more gold.
So we mined about 205,000 metric tons of gold. Recoverable reserves about 50,000 metric tons. In total, in the crust is about 37 million metric tons. Most of that is unextractable.
Now, if anybody knows how valuable gold is as a semiconductor, I just sent Maverick a link for him to pull up on the screen. There is not one microchip that exists that doesn't have gold in it. So when Maverick pull up this link, we're going to answer some questions right here. Or you can put it on fucking Google.
Let's see. Just saw this live. Updates, anyone? Oh, you just now getting in here. Wow. You just now jumped in here. You can replay it, though. You can always rewind it.
Shout out the replay gang.
Yes, sir.
I see y'all leaving them comments. Now look at this right here.
Okay. Let's see.
Now check this out. This right here, this should answer a lot of questions. This should answer a lot of people's questions right here.
1 second. Get this out of here. All right.
This is a computer motherboard chip compared to the Mayan pyramid complex in Teotihuacan in Mexico. What do you see?
The exact same image.
What do you see?
This is a motherboard and the microchips correlating with pyramids.
At the top of the pyramids, it is scientific fact that each of them used to have a gold cap at the top. And now we know beneath these pyramids is a system in place to anchor them to the ground, harness groundwater, harvest power. These were ancient power sites.
And also, you know that in motherboards, they also have gold in them, gold and silver. Same thing with iPhones.
Same with iPhones. Same with these pyramid complexes. Same with this motherboard computer chip that we see here. Same alignments. Do y'all think this? Smoke Michael J.
Hey, just like
Michael J. I'm coming for you, bro.
We're giving too much shine. Like he's just trolling, bro.
He's getting smoked right now.
It's trolling.
This is what trolls come to die.
Somebody said nobody has yet been able to discredit Big Homie or Maverick.
No,
thank you.
Track record too flawless.
Thank you.
We the reason.
Somebody said they want to be a moderator. Who wants to be a moderator?
We need some new mods. Some of our mods is probably sleep or at work, but it's okay though. I'm on high alert. Michael J, I'm coming for you. you thought you was in the clear, didn't you, brother? Oh yeah, Michael J. Watch this switch action.
But yeah, so that's very telling, you guys. Here's the thing. Anything that we're talking about, you can definitely pull up. There's something called Google. There's something called AI. Everything is researchable. Everything has receipts to it. So when we're pulling up documents, this is why we pull up documents like most podcasts don't. We like to pull this stuff up to show you guys exactly like what we're talking about. And then there's studies behind this stuff too. It's not just random pictures.
Somebody smoked Michael J already because I can't find it.
Soul Reaper said, or Soul Rebel wants to be a mod.
I'm adding moderators right now.
There's a lot of people want to be mods. Definitely Soul Rebel.
So if you sign up to be a member for this channel,
Dory said crypto life back, so he'll moderate for free. And then Dory said chill. Thank you for the super chat.
Hey Dory, you a mod now. Go ahead, do me a favor. Load up your shotgun and go ahead and smoke Michael J. Smoke him, please. Stop playing with the team.
Oh man! Oh, somebody said, "What's up with the CIA and Ark of the Covenant?" We covered that last stream.
Last stream, Maverick pointed out that they are drip feeding us to prepare us for an event.
Yeah,
and acknowledging the existence of this ancient technology,
which is all being declassified by the CIA, you guys. So when it comes to these programs in which they're using remote viewing, and we know that it's actually real because Beverly Rhodes, who worked for the CIA for 15 years,
20
years, she was a remote viewer. She can attest to this.
Absolutely.
So
Dory Angel, you are a mod.
Project Sunstreak is what they use to remote view the Ark of the Covenant. And they found it. And it was a part of a bigger project called Project Stargate. Go to the movie Stargate. What does it depict? Do your research on that. But again, this is all facts. This is all declassified, all in documents, thousands of pages.
Dory Angel, thank you. I just made several people who are members to the channel mods. Please help us keep the chat clear. We don't need no distractions. I'm here for it all, though.
Yeah, we can have a healthy debate, but anybody who's just like not coming with any facts or any questions.
If you want a healthy debate, call the number.
Yeah, like we'll have a healthy debate.
I've never seen nobody match Maverick, so if you think you could take the test, call that number, man. All that other nonsense, keep it to a minimum.
Somebody said watch SG-1. Yes, so that's the movie. That's the TV show. The TV show after the movie. The movie came out first, and then the TV show came out. They show you everything though. I'm so mad I didn't get notification. Yeah, you can watch it. You can always rewind. Make sure we had 1,100 people.
Let's go.
Or we did hit 1,100 people. It's bouncing back and forth.
2 hours and 30.
Yeah, we going crazy. This is crazy. It's 3 a.m. Sheesh.
Let's go.
So we'll be on for another 10 minutes, you guys. We're gonna keep going. It's over 1,000 people in here.
You want to just take questions for the last 10 minutes?
Yeah, if y'all want questions, come on, just run the questions. If you guys want to talk about anything that we talked about tonight, jump on in, hit I'll leave the phone number again if you guys need that, just so you guys have it. I definitely like the whatchamacallit talk. The everybody was enjoying the time travel talk.
Time travel talk is big, I see. Okay, we'll expound on that.
Yeah, if y'all want to have that conversation, that's the number right there.
Call in. We're taking all questions.
That's the number, y'all. That's the number.
We got a call coming? Uh-oh. Who we got?
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you to all the super chats, man. We appreciate all. Thank you for calling OTG Podcast. What's your name? What's your question?
What's going on, big homie?
What's up, brother?
From the Bay Area, man. I appreciate all that y'all do. Thanks to all this enlightenment, man. To touch on that subject that y'all was speaking on earlier, if I could have y'all go to YouTube and just type in GoPro hits dome.
GoPro hits dome?
Yeah.
All right, we'll pull that up. We'll pull it up. Thanks for calling in, brother. We're gonna pull this up right now.
Yeah.
All righty. All right, let's call. Should I call somebody back? I'll bring up the documentary Fall Cabal. It has a lot to do with what you're talking about.
Oh, Fall Cabal is great. That one's a good one. Let's see. So GoPro hits dome. So let me pull that up real quick. I know what you're talking about. I've seen it before. So he's talking about the firmament, the GoPro. They sent it on a balloon or something, and then
GoPro hits dome. Don't let my moderators hit your dome.
Let's see if we can find it.
No point.
Let's see if we can hit it. Let's see. All right, so we won't waste too much time trying to find it, but there is a video out there. GoPro hits dome. Y'all search YouTube real quick. I usually search everything for X because it's such a great platform as far as just sourcing stuff.
Shout out X.
GoPro hits dome. Let's see if that works. Rocket. I don't know if that's it. Yeah. It's not coming up, but we'll go ahead and it's an old video. If you guys, everybody's probably seen it. I have a Telegram. I'll drop it in Telegram, or we'll just drop it in or maybe we'll make a Telegram for the podcast, Off the Grid podcast. If you guys want a Off the Grid Telegram, let me know, and we'll go ahead and we'll make that for you, so we can always drop stuff in there. Super chat. Forgot to tell y'all, thank you for sharing all this information. Thank you, Sky. Appreciate it. Thank you, Sky. Oh yeah, texting and everything. Somebody said the Kellogg CEO said that families struggling with inflation should save money and eat cereal for dinner. Yeah, I saw that. I did a video on that. That's just all cap, you guys. Don't eat cereal for dinner. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. That's just another sales tactic. They want to increase their sales. Like who, what, and what family, what sound parent is gonna feed their whole family cereal for dinner? Just think about that. That's ridiculous. Everybody says they want us to create a Telegram for the show, so we're going to create one.
Say less.
So we can drop stuff in there, pictures, videos.
Like I always say, call to play, man.
Yeah. So
I'm only sitting right here because of Maverick. So whatever play he want to call on with, he asked me to get in the movie the other day. I said, come on.
Yeah, BH gonna be in the movie, y'all. I'm gonna be producing a movie. Stay tuned for that. Can't give too many details yet, but yes, got a movie that we're putting together. Myself and other some big influencers. Big Homie's gonna be in the movie for sure.
For sure.
So stay tuned for that. This guy, you see this face, gonna be on the big screen. All right.
Absolutely.
So, damn, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I think we're gonna wrap up, y'all.
We're gonna wrap it.
Yes, sir. So we'll make the Telegram.
We're 1,000.
We're over 1,000, almost 1,100. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys get into the Patreon. I'll drop the link one more time, so you guys can make sure you subscribe.
Make sure y'all subscribe, man. We do have a free option on the Telegram. On the Patreon. If you want all of the juicy details, pause. You go ahead and make sure you get you one of those paid subscriptions. Thank you to everybody who. I just have to go wipe my sweat off. Pardon me. Thank you to everybody who tunes in and shows us love. Thank you to everybody who, with the constant outpour support, checking on me every day. Maverick got me put up in a nice off the grid location. To all the ladies in the world, it's an honor to represent you. Thank you all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And this is the Off the Grid Patreon right here. So make sure you guys subscribe to the Off the Grid podcast. That's the Patreon to support us. We got big plans, y'all, so we can't do it without you. So just make sure you subscribe, join right now, and get your subscription today for sure.
For sure.
So appreciate you guys. Thank you. Make sure you guys share it, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And then we'll see you guys probably sometime this weekend.
Absolutely.
Or, Monday, whenever. But stay tuned for that Telegram. We will, put the Telegram out so all you guys can jump in there and interact with us. So until next time.